Don't make these 5 parenting mistakes in 2025 if you want to raise a healthy family. You won't believe the last one, so stick around. It is the most dangerous one to your child's health and happiness. Hey friends, it's Jill. Today I'm talking about 5 parenting mistakes that can threaten your child's health and happiness. If you're new here, welcome. I'm a pediatric dietitian and I talk about feeding infants, toddlers, kids, and teens on this channel. So if this is of interest to you, subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. And while you're here, check out my free guide, Healthy, Happy Kids, in the description below. There are 5 parenting mistakes I see a lot, and they cause unhealthy habits in kids. If you want to build a healthy family in 2025, you have to turn these parenting mistakes into healthy habits. Stay to the end for the last one. Many parents don't even know how dangerous it is. Okay, let's dig in. Number 1. No sleep routine. Scientists call this poor sleep hygiene. There's no regular bedtime, there's no regular wake time, and guess what you get? Cranky kids who are hungry, never full, and tend to have trouble paying attention and learning in the classroom. Now, what can you do to reverse this? Your first step, set a regular bedtime. And avoid, for the 1 hour before bedtime, any stimulating activity like roughhousing or wrestling or jumping on the beds. Avoid screens like TV, iPad, computers. These turn on the brain and make it very hard for children to fall asleep. And avoid foods with caffeine, again, 1 hour before bedtime. And actually, the caffeine recommendation is to stop and avoid any foods with caffeine around lunchtime. So after lunch, no caffeine-containing foods. Children are more sensitive to caffeine, and this can interfere with them falling asleep. There are other tips you can do to improve your child's sleep hygiene. I covered them in my book, Kids Thrive at Every Size, which I'll give you the link in the description. You can go check it out. But I devote a whole chapter. There's a lot of research on sleep and sleep hygiene in kids and how it affects everything from their physical health, their appetite, and their emotional well-being. So it is a key habit. If you don't have good sleep routines, this is an area you can capitalize on and flip it to becoming more of a healthy habit for your family. Number 2, not enough fruits and vegetables. Yes, this is a parenting mistake I see all the time, especially in my work with families. On average, today, kids are eating only 2 to 3 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Guess what they need? 5 servings of fruits and vegetables each and every day. What happens? When you don't get enough fruits and vegetables, you may lack those key nutrients that are important for supporting the immune system. And you may, and this is pretty globally true across the board with children, you may impair the amount of fiber that they get from their diet, and this can cause constipation. If you have a toddler with constipation, you have got to go see my video on toddler constipation. You will see there are lots of things you can do, but fiber from the diet is a number 1 recommendation. Okay, how can you turn this parenting mistake into a healthy habit? Your first step, add a fruit or a vegetable to every meal or snack that you offer your child throughout the course of the day. Now, example, that could be a banana at breakfast, carrot sticks at morning snack, edamame at lunchtime, apple slices at snack time in the afternoon, and salad or a cooked vegetable at dinner. This is just an example. You can rearrange the fruits and vegetables. You can double down at certain meals and snacks. You can skip a meal or a snack. The emphasis is when you offer a fruit and a vegetable or a vegetable at every meal and snack, you are more likely to hit that 5-serving goal for each day. Number 3 parenting mistake: too many snacks. Yeah, kids on average are eating about 3 snacks a day, and it's making up over 25% of their daily energy intake. In fact, it's making up 27% of their daily energy intake. It's coming from snacks. Now, I don't have a problem with snacks. I advocate for snacks for children. It helps kids regulate their appetite better and get all those nutrients in throughout the course of the day that they need. The problem is the type of food that kids are eating for snack. Packaged sweets and salty foods like cookies, crackers, chips. These are problematic because oftentimes they are singular. That's just a package of crackers that a child's eating for snack, rather than a combined snack mini meal that offers more than one food group and has some protein or some fiber in it. How do we fix the too many snacks? What you can do is, number 1, your first step, formalize snack time. So a regular time during the day, a regular location where a child eats their snack. And as I mentioned before, add those fruits and veggies. If you give your child a package of cracker snacks, but add maybe some fruit with that, or some vegetables, or a cheese stick. Make it a little bit more nutritious. Number 4, the parenting mistake that almost everybody is making: their kids are overscheduled. Now, that's hard for you. It can be hard for your child too. But when it comes to healthy habits and building healthy families, the problem with overscheduling your child is they don't have any time for unstructured play. They don't have free play, and oftentimes they don't have outdoor time. We know from research that kids who get outside are more likely to meet their physical activity recommendations each day. So when we don't have free play and we can't get outside, we are unlikely to meet that 1 hour a day of physical activity and movement that all kids need. So what happens when kids are overscheduled and they aren't getting outdoors and they aren't getting their physical activity every day? This can affect their sleep. It can affect their physical health. They are more likely to gain extra body fat, for example, and that can impact their growth and their boredom levels. I don't know about you, but I just had a conversation with a family about this. I'm bored that kids complain about. When kids get outside and play and they're active during their day and they're not too overscheduled, boredom all of a sudden really drops or goes away. So I don't know. I think it helps a lot. One of the first things you can do to reverse this parenting mistake and turn it into a healthy habit is to schedule some downtime for your child. Now that could be go outside and play and do whatever you want with that time, but it can also be lay me down time. I know when my children were really young and I had 4 kids under the age of 5 years, after lunch, I had a period of time where everybody went to their bedrooms. The younger ones were taking naps. The older ones, who weren't that much older, were sitting on their bed in their room, doing a quiet activity, reading a book, looking through a magazine, listening to music. And you know what? Oftentimes those older kids knocked off for a little nap. It was just a great way to get away from being like, go, 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 go every single minute. And it helped me a lot too, because I could get the laundry done, unload the dishwasher, all the chores you can't get done when you've got 4 kids running around all the time. Anyway, so consider that. If you find your family is a little bit overscheduled, how can you build in some unstructured play or schedule some downtime? Okay, last one, you've all been waiting for this, and this is probably the most dangerous parenting mistake of our time, of 2025. And that is number 5, leaning too heavily on screens. So the biggest threat to our kids today, particularly as our kids are getting older and being exposed more and more and more to screen, is the use of screens and what they are seeing on screens and what it does to their developing brains. So when I'm talking about screens, I'm talking about TV, computer, iPad, gaming devices. We know that toddlers are getting 2 to 3 hours a day of screen time. Kids up to 6 hours a day, and teenagers 9 hours a day. You cannot tell me that this is not affecting how they think about themselves, how their brain is functioning. It certainly affects their ability to sleep. But here's the thing. The emotional well-being of our children is highly threatened by screens. We know that kids who engage with screens heavily are sitting around more and they are not moving. We also know that screens, the light from a screen turns on the brain. I hinted to that earlier, and it makes it harder for children to fall asleep at night. We also know that older kids, middle school, high school for sure, are vulnerable to messages about diet, about body shape and size. Diet culture is rampant on social media. This idea that you have to be thin to be healthy. I've done other videos on that topic, and you'll see more from me on that in the future. But also cyberbullying and cancel culture. I watched this Netflix series recently called Adolescence, and it was heartbreaking and eye-opening. So this is the most toxic threat to our children's emotional well-being, and it is a parenting mistake because it's not intentional, but because we are living in a world where we are so busy. We are, like I said, overscheduled. We are trying to do so many things. We are trying to feed our families, and so we have to work full time. But when we use screens as sort of the pacifier or the babysitter or the thing we have our kids do when we need to get something done, we are sort of ramping up their exposure, and this can have consequences. So my advice for how to turn this parenting mistake into a healthy habit, your first step, you don't have to eliminate screens from your child's life, but you do need to have limits. You need to have a way to monitor who and what they are watching and seeing, and you need to build in no screen time moments. That is, whether you're shutting screens off right before dinner for the night and everything goes into a loading zone, a charging area. There are lots of ways you can manage this. I'm not going to get into it now, but it is important that you start to think about how you will manage your child's screen time. Here's the nugget I want you to walk away with. You are the most important guide in setting the habits of your family. You are making allowances and you're setting limits. You have the power over your child's health and well-being. So, I wrote this book. If you're new here, you might not know this, but I wrote this book called Kids Thrive at Every Size. It's all about cultivating these essential health habits in children between the ages of 3 and 13. The description and the link for the book are below. You can check it out. And if you want to go deeper, watch my next video. And don't forget to check out my book. I'll see you next time.